Hey there, hello and welcome to another Tasty Tuesday. This one with a bit of a difference. As you can see, it's daytime, it's not nighttime. And I'm recording this because the postman has been today. As you can see, this arrived 5 minutes ago via DPD, and I believe it contains the subject of today's video, vis-a-vis doughnuts. Doughnuts are that staple of the American diet, introduced into this country by the American troops fighting in the war. So today I'm going to unbox these doughnuts and try them, and we're going to see how they go. I'm going to give some to my neighbours and I want them to try them as well. But before we could do any of that, any self-respecting TV viewer who's watched an American cop programme will know that they have coffee with their doughnuts. So let's make some coffee. For this I'm going to use my beloved glass percolator. This is almost as old as I am, and that's saying something, but it does make absolutely divine coffee. So let's do it. I always preheat the water because it means you're not baking the coffee. So the first thing we need to do is put some coffee in here. So we'll do that, put it to one side. Now a proper coffee lover would have a pair of coffee scales here. I'm not that lucky, I don't have a set of those. So I have to guess my coffee weights. Now as you can see, there's a central glass shaft, which is where the water comes up to meet the coffee. So we simply put that on there, shake it so it's level, no need to tamp anything down. We put the lid on that, center it, and then lid on, turn sideways to lock, and we light the gas. There we go. You will of course have seen this on the intro video that I play at the beginning of every Tasty Tuesday, but I can't explain how good the coffee out of these things are. This is at least 40 years old. It's made of Pyrex. They're getting harder and harder to find now because they get broken. But at one point, pretty much everybody who made coffee had one of these things. So anyway, we'll just wait for the water to boil now. So there you go, the percolator's done its job, so all we need to do now is pour the coffee. So we have the coffee, now we need the doughnuts. So let's move across, let's open the box. 1, 2, 3, ta-da! Doughnuts, courtesy of Krispy Kreme. Now I'm sure some of you have had doughnuts from this company before. I personally haven't. This is a first for me. So let's see what we've got. Oh, there's 2 boxes. So here we are at the first box. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Whoa. Haven't quite worked out how the cardboard box works yet. Carbon neutral. This is good. DPD are now using electric vans, and the one that delivered this was in fact electric. So I know they're not going the whole distance, but what's called the last mile delivery, the van that comes to your door, they're using electric, so that's a good thing. On to the doughnuts, the important thing, and there we are, look at that. This appears to be a mixture of, I think these have got Nutella in them, and these are what you would call a standard glazed ring donut. So we'll put that box to one side and we'll have a look in the other one. Right, so now these are your classic glazed ring donut. Picture the scene, it's the mid-70s, imagine like guitar wah-wah music, 2 overweight American cops sitting in a 78 Pontiac or something, and they've got a big bag of donuts and a cup of coffee, and they're going to dip the donuts in the coffee. Now I've never done that, so for you guys today I'm going to do that. Now the other thing is, I've been informed by an American colleague of mine no name, no pack drill, that basically in America, when they are baking these things, they have a sign lit up in the shop to tell you that they're baking, because anybody who eats donuts will tell you the best donut is a donut that's just come from the oven. So if you can imagine tasty donuts on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is ugh and 10 is oh my god, well, they come out the oven on a 10. When you go into a shop and buy a cold donut, it's kind of a 5, maybe a 6 if it's a really good one. However, a little trick that I've been given is that you take these donuts and you give them 10 to 12 seconds in a microwave. They then come out on that scale somewhere between 8.5 and 9. So I want to test this, so let's go over, let's put some on a plate, get them in that microwave and get going. I can't wait. I've got a plate ready. I'm going to take one of these bad boys on a plate and we'll put it into the microwave oven. Sorry you can't see this, it's behind the cameras, but you can hear it, so you know what I'm doing. And out. Oh look, there's steam coming from it. So here we are. It's the moment of truth. What does a freshly warmed American glazed donut taste like? Oh, it's changed, it's gone really soft. Here we go. Ooh, that glaze, that soft glaze on top, is nothing like I expected it would be. Oh man, that is epic. I promised to send some of these to my mum as well, so hopefully by the time you watch this video, she will have tried them as well. Wow, I'm speechless how good that is. So all that remains now is to see what happens if we dunk this into a coffee. So don't forget, 78 Pontiac, streets in New York, steam coming from the road, 2 overweight American cops, Kowalski and Petulski, they're always got Polish names. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Those guys know what they're doing. Dumping donuts in your coffee is the way forwards. I know someone is going to be sitting in America watching this in his truck, laughing his head off at this. I've had the pleasure of trying these donuts. My next door neighbours are going to try them. Hopefully I can talk to them later, see what they thought. My mum's going to try them. But what about the history? What is the history of donuts? So I've done some research. Here's what I found out. So the donuts that we all love and eat around the world today have a history that can be traced back to the oily cake, which the early Dutch settlers brought with them to New Amsterdam, or what is now known as New York. The hole in the middle though came later. One of the earliest mentions of donuts comes from Washington Irving's 1809 book, A History of New York, where they are described as balls of sweetened dough fried in hog's fat. Yum, 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 yum. Elsewhere in 1803, they are seen in an English cookbook in the American recipes section. By the mid-19th century, the donut looked and tasted much as it does today. Hanson Gregory claimed to have invented the ring donut in 1847 while serving on board a lime trading ship. This was later developed by his mother Elizabeth Gregory, who called them donuts for the first time. In America, there is a National Donut Day. Held on the first Friday in June, it commemorates the 250 Salvation Army volunteers who went to France to help feed troops. Because of the difficulties providing freshly baked goods from the abandoned buildings they were forced to work in, 2 of the volunteers, Ensign Margaret Sheldon and Adjutant Helen Purveyance, came up with the idea of providing donuts, which were a smash hit with the troops. The ladies providing the service quickly became known throughout the forces as donut dollies. In the US, especially in California, fresh donuts are sold by the dozen in pink boxes. This dates back to the exploits of 2 Cambodian refugees, Ted Ngoy and Ning Yang, who transformed the donut shop industry. Initially they wanted lucky red boxes, but settled for cheaper pink ones. Due to having Hollywood in the locality, their pink boxes soon appeared as TV and movie props. Today, donuts are a popular snack. both in the United States and in many different countries around the world, all of whom have their own take on this delicious, if somewhat greasy and unhealthy, ball of flour. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, push all the buttons, etc, etc, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye!